Life is full of moments, some of them ordinary, some of them extraordinary. But here's the secret: those extraordinary moments, they don't come from staying in your comfort zone. They come from taking risks. No risk, no story. Every great moment, every breakthrough, every success you've ever heard of started with someone daring to step into the unknown. It's easy to stay where it's comfortable. It's easy to avoid the unknown. But ask yourself, what kind of life do you want to live? Do you want to look back and see a life filled with what ifs? Or do you want a life packed with bold stories, wild adventures, and moments that define who you are? The truth is, every great story starts the same way, with fear, with uncertainty, with risk. But the people who have the stories worth telling are the ones who push past that fear. They're the ones who hit submit, board the plane, take the leap even when they have no idea what's coming next. Look at anyone you admire, anyone who's achieved something great. They didn't get there by playing it safe. They took risks. They faced failure. They faced rejection. And they kept going. Because they knew that if they didn't risk something, they'd never gain anything. What's the worst that could happen? That's what stops most people from taking risks. We think about the failure, the embarrassment, the regret. But here's what most people forget: the best thing that could happen, the story you'll get to tell, the opportunities you never would have seen if you hadn't taken that chance. No risk, no story. It's as simple as that. If you want a life filled with meaning, if you want to live fully, you have to be willing to put something on the line. You have to be okay with the unknown, with not having all the answers, and with the possibility of failure. Because guess what? Failure isn't the end, it's just part of the story. Here's the thing: when you take risks, yes, you might fail, you might stumble, you might fall flat on your face, but you'll learn, you'll grow, and when you get back up, because you will get back up, you'll be stronger than before. Those stumbles, those failures, they're not the end, they're the chapters that make the story worth reading. Think about the people who inspire you. Think about the stories that move you. They didn't come from people who played it safe. They came from people who risked it all, who took that leap even when they didn't know what the outcome would be. That's what makes their stories powerful. That's what makes them unforgettable. Risk isn't about recklessness, it's about growth. It's about stepping into a space where you're uncomfortable, where you're unsure, because that's where the magic happens. That's where you evolve. That's where the stories that will define your life are born. The higher the risk, the greater the reward. The bigger the challenge, the better the story. If you never take a chance, you'll never get to experience the view from the top. You'll never know what could have been. And that's the real risk, not taking one at all. So what are you waiting for? What's the risk you've been avoiding? What's the leap you've been too afraid to take? The reality is, time is passing. Every moment you wait, you're losing the chance to write the next chapter of your story. The chapter where you went for it. The chapter where you said yes to risk and no to fear. There's a world out there waiting for you to explore it, but you'll never see it unless you're willing to take that first step. Life is meant to be lived boldly, courageously, and with passion. So don't settle for ordinary. Don't settle for safe. Take the risk. Create the story.